Hi everybody, how are you doing? This is sample interview questions in core Java, okay? Core Java is related to the core Java, and this is brought to you by Artist Tutor, okay? So this session is relevant for the beginners, mid-level, and experts, okay? It's helpful for the experts as well because it helps them to remind the core concepts of Java. And these are actually some of the most asked questions for all interviews, right? No matter they are the beginner, mid-level, or the experts, okay? So for those of you who are preparing for an interview, this will give you some tips, right? It will help you. Okay. So I'm telling you it's about core Java, right? It's the basic concepts of Java because most of the time interviewers start from basic concepts, right? From basic concepts to the expert level if they are dealing with the experts, right? Yeah. So let's continue. Let's continue. Yeah, so now question number one. Simple question. So what is Java? What is Java, right? As a developer, what is Java? Don't take it. Some other people may take this one to be as, oh, it's the name F3. But you guys are software developers. You not relate this one to the name of tree, right? It should relate you should to relate it to the programming language. So let's define it. What is it? It's nothing but it's a high level OOP or object-oriented programming language, right? It's a high level and object-oriented programming language. You guys know what's the difference? What is high level mean? What's object-oriented mean? You already know it, right? You know there are many programming paradigms, right? One of them is OOP, procedural something like that, right? Functional. So this is what Java is mainly OOP, right? OOP is becoming a bit of functional, okay, as of Java 8 because of stream APIs, but mainly it is object-oriented programming language. And it's developed by microsystems, Sun Microsystems, right? Developed by Sun Microsystems, but now is acquired by Oracle, right? Oracle. So this language is known for its platform independence. What does it mean? Why is Java platform independent? Maybe the interviewer may ask you, okay? But you can put Java is known for its platform independence, robustness, security, and so many, okay? So many multi-threading, so many more features, right? So many more features. What's platform independence mean? It's the language, it's right once and execute anywhere language, right? You can run it can develop it in, for example, Microsoft, okay, Microsoft OS, but you can run it, for example, in Linux, right? Linux environment. Because of what? Because of the Java Virtual Machine or the JRE. As long as you have the JRE or Java runtime environment, you can run it anywhere, right? Build it, build it somewhere, and you can run it somewhere else, right? Somewhere else because of the Java virtual machine, because Java is compiled into a bytecode, right? And that bytecode is only understood by Java virtual machine. So as long as you have the JRE, Java runtime environment, you can run it anywhere. That's why we call it platform independent, right? Platform independent. Yeah, so this one is sample answer, right? Yeah. Second one, what are the main features of Java? The interviewer can ask like this, okay? So you can answer like this, right? As I told you before, it is platform independent. So this is a basic, a key feature, by the way. Platform independent. Java program runs can run only on any platform that supports JVM, right? As long as you have the JVM on the machine, you can write it anywhere, right? Anywhere, in any platform, because as I tell you, it's not compiled. Java source code is not compiled into the machine language, but rather into a bytecode, which is interpreted by the Java virtual machine. So as long as you have the Java virtual machine in your machine, you can run it any different in any different type of platforms, right? Yeah. Second one is object oriented, as I told you. Okay, it's object oriented language. Uh, Third one is robustness, right? It is a strong typed language, right? Java is a typed language, right? It checks types at compile time, and it handles also exception, right? It has good exception handling mechanism. Okay. Another very important feature is memory management, right? Memory management. You guys may remember what garbage collector is. Unlike programming language like C, C++, Java handles a memory case by itself, right? Memory, it manages everything memory by itself. We don't care about allocating about memories, right? You guys may remember the case with C or C++. In there, you need to allocate the memory using malloc, okay? And you need to deallocate using deallocate, right? So that is error prone, right? It's error prone. You may forget it. So it can result in memory leak. But thanks to Java virtual machine, in the case of Java, we don't care about the memory things, right? Memory things is managed by the Java collector or the Java virtual machine. Java collector is, I mean, garbage collector is part of the Java virtual machine. So it's a big, okay, it solves a big headache for developers, right? Thanks for Java collector. I mean, garbage collector, right? Garbage collector. The next feature is security. Java is one of the most secure language, right? The most secure language. It has, like, for example, bytecode verification. Can you see this one, guys? It has bytecode verification. As I told you, Java source code is compiled into a bytecode, and for the security purpose, it uses bytecode verification. Okay, and it also uses security manager. So Java is one of the most secure programming languages, right? So security is one key feature of Java. Another feature is multi-threading. Okay, Java supports multi-threading. Okay, multi-threading. It can execute tasks parallelly. In other meaning, it helps you to execute a task parallelly. Okay, parallel, especially if you have multi-core system, right? In a multi-core system, you can use your available CPU cores using multi-threading, right? Multi-threading, so it can write concurrently or parallelly, right? So this is very important. Multi-threading is very important for performance purpose, right? Another thing is portability, right? Portability. This is related to the platform independence. As I tell you, it's Java is write once and run anywhere, right? Run anywhere. You can write and compile on one machine, it can and run it somewhere else in different machine. Okay, the different. This is not possible for the case of C and C++, by the way, because C and C++ are compiled into the machine, right? The machine language directly to the language where they are compiled, right? Where they are compiled. So these are very, very key. Some of the key features of Java, right? Some of the key features of Java. Okay. Third one, you may be asked this kind of question, for example. What is the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM? Okay, these things seem simple, but in the case of interview, we may miss them, right? So it's good to review these things, right? Review these things. So what is JDK? Java Development Kit, okay? We say Java Development Kit. It's a software development kit, right? That includes tools and libraries necessary for developing Java application, right? It's nothing but a collection of tools and libraries that can help us for developing Java applications. For example, it contains JRE, Java Runtime Environment. It contains the compiler, right? Compiler, very important thing. Another one is debugger, which helps us to debug errors, right? And many other tools, These are the key ones, right? Compiler, debugger, and JRE. Okay, c'est important, c'est JDK, okay? Java Development Kit. Okay, so we can consider this. It's a software kit, okay, software development kit that includes tools and libraries necessary for developing Java application. You can answer like this, okay? For example, Java compiler, debugger, and JRE. Okay. How about JRE? What is JRE mean? Java Runtime Environment. It is nothing but a runtime environment where we execute our bytecode, right? It's a runtime environment that provides the minimum requirements for executing Java application. It's an environment where we execute our Java application, right? As I told you, this makes Java to be what? To be write once and run anywhere. As long as we have the JRE in our machine, you can execute your Java application anywhere in any platform, right? Yeah. So it includes JVM and the libraries required to run the Java program, right? It has the libraries and the JVM. For example, in this JVM, it has for example, garbage collector, right? Garbage collector. How about the JVM? What's the JVM? We are saying Gary has a JVM. So what is JVM? It's a virtual machine, right? It's a virtual machine. This virtual machine is making Java to be platform independent, right? Platform independent. So JVM is an abstract computing machine, right? An abstract computing machine, or it's a virtual computing machine that provides runtime environment for executing Java bytecode, right? Java bytecode. It provides as what? It provides as the environment, runtime environment for executing Java bytecode, right? Yeah. So what is its main purpose? It translates bytecode into machine code, right? It understands the bytecode. Our machine does not understand the bytecode, by the way. It's only the virtual machine that understands the bytecode. Okay, and it manages memory allocation and garbage collection, right? So garbage collection is part of the JVM, right? So when we compile our source code, it's converted into bytecode. This bytecode is the Java virtual machine language, right? Java virtual machine understands bytecodes, right? It understands bytecode. So if the interviewer asks you, for example, can the JVM understand the source code? No, it does not understand the source code. The source code is understood by the compiler, right? It's only the compiler that understands the source code. Source code is human readable language, right? Human readable language text. So it's understood by the compiler, but the JVM does not understand the source code, right? It understands only its own language. It has its own language. It's called bytecode, right? It understands the bytecode. So after understanding this one, it translates into a machine code, like it changes into a machine code. It takes the bytecode. So the process is there is a source code, then comes the compiler. The compiler produces the bytecode, and the virtual machine translates this bytecode into a machine code, okay? Then this will be executed and give us our result, right? Give us our final result, okay? So these are three basic concepts, actually, basic concepts, but it's good to know them for the interview purpose, right? For actually for our purpose, but maybe we may miss them during interview, right? An interview. So it's good to review this simple but important concepts, right? Simple but important concepts. So at the end of the day, this what it's because of the main thing is because of the JVM that we are being able to run our Java application anywhere, right? Anywhere. Great. Question number 4. What is the difference between the double equal, okay, the double equal operator and the equals method in Java? Okay, these two things are also the most asked question, right? So what's the difference between the equal operator, double equal operator, and double assignment operator? We could say equal, right? Equal, double assignment operator, or equal in operators, and the equals method in Java. Yeah. These are the okay, let's see the answer. So this operator is used to compare primitive data types, right? Either primitive data types or to check if two objects reference the same memory location, right? So this is used to compare primitive data types, okay? Primitive data types to check the values. When I say primitive data types, that is primitive data type values, right? Values of primitive data types, okay? So sorry for confusing here. Does not mean data types, the values of primitive data types, right? Primitive data types, or to check if two objects are referencing the same memory location. Okay, so when we say the double operator, double assignment operator, we are comparing the values of primitive data types, okay? Or if two objects are referring to the same memory location, Have a look on here. Example, for example, user, I'd have an entity or an object user, okay? So user u1 equals new user, okay? Second user, and so we have user, okay, this is must be small letter, okay, sorry, this is must be small letter, u2 equals t1. I'm saying u2 equals t1. What does it mean? I'm referring u2 to u1, right? That means u2 and u1 are referring to the same memory location because I'm saying u2 is equals to u1. Okay, so when we say u1 is u2, the answer is true. The answer is true because we are referring the memory, right? We are referring the memory. They are targeting to the same heap memory, right? As we know, objects are saved in heap memory. Okay, heap memory, and the garbage collection cares about the heap memory, right? Cares about the heap memory. So these two objects, u1 and u2, object references are referring to the same memory location. So when you say u1 is equal to u2, this one is true. True, yes. Okay. How about if we use the equals method? This is a method of the object class, by the way. In Java, the parent of all classes is called object, right? Object is a parent of every other class, be it custom class or built-in class, right? So this one is equals is part of the object class. But we can override it, right? We can override it. So the equals method is used to compare the contents. Okay, can you see here one? The contents of two objects for equality, right? For equality. So here now, here this operator is for memory locations, right? But here it's for contents of two objects. Okay, if the contents of the two objects are equal, we compare them using equals method, right? Equals method. Yeah, it is overridden in the objects class, as I tell you, to provide meaningful comparison for objects of user-defined class. Example, user, okay, u1 new user dev, okay, user2, okay, user2 new user dev. So we are creating a redundant object, okay, dev. So when we say u1 equals u2, the answer is true because we care about equals method cares about the body, right? About the content. I said about the content. So u1 has a content dev, u2 has a content dev. So when we say u1 equals u2, the answer is true. Okay, so mind you, this one is very important thing, right? It's very a bit confusing. The most asked question, but a bit confusing, right? So the double equals operator is for comparing either primitive data types values of primitive data types, or memory of two different objects, right? Memories of two different objects. In the case of equals, it compares the content, right? Content of two objects. We compare them using equals, right? Most of the time you use the equals for objects, as I tell you, it's part of the object class, right? So this one is a great example. Okay, it's one a great example. Dev, right? So u1 equals u2, the answer is true. Okay, the answer is true. So you can answer the question like this, right? It's very this is, I think, enough. If you answer like this, is enough. Okay, you will get full. Next, yeah. So what is the difference between interface and abstract class? This is also the most asked question. I encounter this kind of question many times, by the way. So people ask you, what's the difference between interface and abstract class in Java? Yeah, good. Simple question. Yeah. So start with interface. An interface in Java defines a contract, okay, for classes to implement. It puts out a contract, okay? It puts a contract for classes to implement. What does it mean? It defines virtual methods to be implemented by the class that implements this interface. Okay, this implements the interface. In Java, we say, for example, if we have interface A, and has some virtual methods inside, and if we want to implement it with a class called class B, we say class B implements A, right? Implements A. A is an interface now. B is we will call it B concrete class, right? Concrete class, because it's going to implement the methods of that interface because it has a contract, right? So it defines a contract. Yeah. So it can contain only abstract methods and constants, right? Abstract methods are nothing but virtual methods or non-implemented methods. We call them, yeah, in Java, we call them abstract, right? Abstract methods are methods that don't have bodies, methods that they do not have body are called abstract methods, right? Yeah. A class can implement multiple interface, right? Here is in Java, by the way, it's not possible to extend multiple classes, but it's possible to implement multiple interfaces, right? Multiple interfaces. That's why we are advised to use interfaces, right? Interface instead of for abstract class. Okay, because in the case of abstract class, we can only extend one interface class, but we can implement multiple interfaces. So it's better to use. Now, it may not be always bad. The best scenario is to use interface instead of abstract class, right? Because it allows us to implement more than one interface at a time, right? At a time. So interface defines only abstract methods, right? It does not have any implementation of interface. But mind you, this has been changed in Java 8. If the interviewer asks you about Java 8, this is not always true, right? It's not always true. Java 8 introduces the default method, right? Default method. In Java 8, default method has an implementation, right? An implementation. So if the interviewer is talking about Java 8 onwards, the interface can have also the implemented method, which called it default method, right? Default method. Okay, let's go to the abstract class. So an abstract class in Java is a class that cannot be instantiated and they may contain both abstract and concrete methods, right? Concrete methods. When we say concrete methods, methods that are implemented, okay, or that have body. When we say abstract methods, methods that have only the declaration, right? The declaration, they have only the signature, but they don't have the implementation. So in the case of abstract class, we have a class that cannot be instantiated. Instantiation means cannot create an object, right? Cannot create an object from this class. We cannot create an object from an abstract class. That's why it's called cannot be instantiated, right? And it may contain both. It may contain both abstract and concrete methods, or only concrete. I mean abstract methods. It can handle only abstract methods, but also both abstract and concrete methods, right? So it serves as a blueprint for other classes to extend, right? This need to be extended, right? If you need a class, if you need an object from this class, it needs to be extended. Otherwise, this will not be instantiated, right? We cannot create an object from this abstract class. Unlike interfaces, a class can extend only one abstract class, right? One abstract class. As I told you before, we can extend only one class, no matter whether is it abstract or not. In Java, it's allowed only to extend one class. But in the case of interface, we can implement more than one interface, right? We can implement more than one interface. Yeah, this is the beauty of interface anyways. Beauty of interface, it gives us a contract, right? But mind you, once we promised to implement the interface, we need to implement all the methods. Otherwise, it will complain, right? That's why it says contract. If we have the contract, we have to fulfill our contract, right? Otherwise, it will fail. Right? Yeah. So that's all. That's all for today, right? Some basic but important questions, right? So guys, you try to review these questions. Hopefully they will help you, right? They will help you greatly. Yeah, so thanks so much. Try to like and subscribe to my channel at this tutor, right? Okay, see you later.